Good morning, guys. This is week 16, day 3, Samson and Delilah. Yeah, Samson. I'm not sure I mentioned one of his rules was he couldn't cut his hair. I think I mentioned that yesterday. Which is important for this part of the story because his hair got growing really long. Because he had never cut it his entire life. And now he's a young adult. Young as in probably like 40s at least. But Samson, he got hanging out with those Philistine women again. And he found one that he liked, another one he liked. Her name was Delilah. And Samson and Delilah, they were hanging out. And the Philistines like, hey, they go up to Delilah and say, hey, Delilah, Samson likes you. He'll do anything for you. It's like, find out the secret to his strength so that we can beat him. Because he's been causing havoc on him for, 20 years? And they're tired of this. They're like, we're going to take care of him. So Delilah goes in there and she's like, oh, Samson, baby, please, if you love me, tell me the secret to your strength. And Samson, let's see. If you tie me with 7 raw leather cords, I'll become as weak as anybody. I can't beat that. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Here, go to sleep. And she lulls him to sleep. She goes out and tells the Philistines. And they go in to get raw leather cords, 7 of them, and they tie him up while he's still sleeping in her bed, assumably her bed. And then she goes, Samson, Samson, the Philistines are here. And Samson jumps up and snaps the leather cords like they were just nothing. And he looks around and goes, where are they? He says, oh, I just want to see your strength. And so they go on. She comes back up, a few weeks later or something. And she's like, Samson, when are you going to tell me the strength? Can you tell me this time? And he's like, well, alright. Oh, tie me with new ropes. Then you'll get me. And she's like, okay. And she lulls him to sleep. She go gets the Philistines in the new rope. And they tie him up. And then she goes, wakes him up. Samson, Samson, the Philistines are here. The Philistines are here. And he jumps up out of bed, snaps off the ropes, breaks them up. They go flying all over the place. Twine, hair, and everything from those ropes are flying everywhere. And Samson, where are they? Where are they? I'll rip their heads off. She's like, oh, cool. I just wanted to see your strength. He's like, oh, okay. And he goes on. Oh, and Delilah comes back to him a few days later. Samson, please, tell me. Oh, tell me, what are they? He's like, well, if you weave my hair into little braids, these little braids, then I'll be weak. He's starting to get close to his hair now. And she's like, okay. She lulls him to sleep again. Nighty night, good night, go to sleep, big ol' Samson. And he goes to sleep. And she sits there and she braids and braids and braids. And there's a lot of hair, so she keeps on braiding. Hey, the Philistines get there. And I guess then she ties them up too. I don't know what it kind of implied. And she goes, Samson, Samson, the Philistines are here. He jumps up, starts breaking the ropes off them. Look at her. Where are they? Where are they? just want to see your strength. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Samson wasn't figuring this out. It kind of obvious to us on the outside, but he was in love, and when you're in love, you don't think clearly. Now, finally, Delilah keeps going after him again and again. But Samson, and then she does the whole, Samson, if you love me, you really love me, you'll tell me the secret. And Samson goes, well, I do love you. All right, I'll tell you. Like, I have never had my hair cut. Oh, that's why it's so long. He's like, yeah. If you cut my hair, I'll be as weak as anybody else. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay. And she lulls him to sleep. She's like, go to sleep, lays him in her lap. Just, petting his long hair. Rubbing her fingers through it. Oh, what a long hair. And he falls asleep. She goes, and she gets scissors out. Snip, 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 snip. Carefully cut it. She might even got a razor out. The long extension cord stretched all the way to modern times to get the power. And cut all of his hair off. And then she ties his hands up again. The Philistines are all waiting, and they're getting impatient too. They're like, hey, you've got to get this figured out. And she's like, Samson. She says, Samson, Samson, wake up, the Philistines are here. And he jumps up and don't realize that God is no longer with him. Uh-oh. The Philistines jump on him and tackle him down. And they lead him off into the dungeon in chains. And then they give Delilah a big reward. No. But then later, that's that side. Then we come to this side. Later, they're in there worshiping their little puny god, their little fish god, Dagon, apparently. Big old grand temple. And all I had was wood pillars, but these things were massive pillars. Archaeologists actually said it could be a couple of 1,000 pounds. Things were massive. And they bring them in, and they're having a big old party, and they're like, hey, let's show off Samson. He's our big feat this year. So they take Samson, and they bring him in, and they chain him to the pillars. Oh, and they poked his eyes out, too. Yeah, when they brought him into jail, they poked his eyes out. And he's sitting there, he's blind, and they got him hooked up. And his hair began to grow, and he kind of got right with God in jail. And his hair began to grow and everything, and his strength had come back. He's in this big old party. A couple 1,000 people there, or several thousand actually. And Samson goes in there and he's like, God, give me strength one last time to avenge the Philistines. And God's like, okay. He goes and he grabs the pillars and he crushes them in. And the pillars come crashing down and falls down and kills everybody. And he killed more people in his death than he did in his life. But we should be careful what kind of friends we have and who we're listening to. Who is tempting us to do bad things. Okay? And then on this side, even after you fail, God can still use you. Just try not to get used where you're going to die. That's not really great either. So, I will see you tomorrow, and we pick up with a cool story tomorrow too. Probably Mommy's second favorite story. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.